So, episode number 2 of the podcast. We're here today with Akudo.
Yes.
Akudo Agokei. He's the man behind the scenes of all the food that I promote. Everybody seems to think that I'm cooking. I'm definitely not. I have zero to do with it. This is my main man. How you doing?
I'm good.
Good. So finally got 15 minutes to sit down with you after you keep dropping in your food, dashing, shooting off. It's good to get you in.
You hijacked me.
I hijacked him. I was like, bundled him into the back. So just want to obviously get everyone to know who you are, really.
Yeah.
And tell us about yourself. Where are you from?
Like city or like background?
Just everything. Just give me 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. I was born and raised in Lagos, Nigeria. Then moved here. Moved to Canada, studied for 5 years, and then moved back to the UK.
And at which point did you understand your love and your ability to just craft with food?
Well, it started in Canada. I couldn't cook for anything. I couldn't cook to save myself. It's just, I didn't know anything. So I used to call my mom on the phone, and I used to say, listen, you need to teach me how to cook, because I don't know anything. I need to survive here. I'm tired of eating burgers every day. So she used to teach me over the phone. And then I just used to cook whatever she would, and I would fail it so bad. And then what happened? Like, you know, you just fail something, and you just know what, I'm hungry. I've just got to eat it.
Yes.
And I would just cry.
Cardboard.
And then eventually, I started to get good at it.
Okay.
And then, I did it just for survival. But then what happened is, I made something. I took it to uni, and then a couple of my friends tried it, and they were like, "Yo, this is really good." And then it was just that sort of feedback that I was like, oh, you know, I can do something tomorrow. I can do something back. And then it just sort of went on from there. But it was never really, it wasn't even a hobby. Mm-hmm. It was just, you know,
survival. Just survival.
Yeah. Then when I moved back to the UK, what happened was I then used to cook for myself and Lavinia, my partner now, because she couldn't cook. To save herself, I knew a little bit,
yeah,
and so it was that kind of. And she was also impressed, like, oh, this isn't that bad, you know, this is good. And then it was from then I started to get into it, like, actually, you know what, I might have a thing for cooking, and I always used to say to her, like, I wish we had a good kitchen, I wish we had a big kitchen, just so I could just read recipe books and then cook. And then one day we got into this place, and it had a big kitchen. And I just said, oh, you know, I've always been wanting a big kitchen, so might as well start now. And then I just started to cook. And then from there, it was just every day that I would cook, it would be like, try something else, try something new, try something else, try something new.
Yeah, I like it.
And then before you know anything, I was doing 17 hours a day in the kitchen.
Next thing you know, you're AkudoAgokei.com.
Yeah, actually, it was someone that was on my neck, a friend of mine. Because I started to get messages from chefs. This is like a year or two after I really got into cooking, and then I started posting them online because my ex actually used to stress me, like, a funny story about my ex actually. She used to cook, and I used to try and learn how to cook. So I would watch what she was doing
and then do it better.
And then I would do it better, and she hated it.
Yeah.
She hated it.
You had to go after that then.
Yeah, so it's like whenever she was coming over, I had to act like I couldn't cook and I was hungry. So I would get friends to come into my house and just eat the food that's there.
Oh, you didn't just throw it under the stairs.
Just get it gone. She really hated it. So she was the one who used to stress me about it. Like, why don't you start a blog? Like, I know you can cook. I know how well you can cook. Start a blog. And then I did. Mm-hmm. And then I used to get messages from chefs then who would be like, like, where did you train or whatnot? And I would say, no, I'm just self-taught. Like, I just do. Because then I'd got into the experimental stage after like a year. And I was like mixing foods from different culture and following different fusion recipes that people were doing. And then creating my own stuff as well. And then eventually someone, Tokumbo or so, and she was the one who eventually got me to do my first supper club.
Oh, okay.
And then from there it just sort of kicked off because then people saw me there at the event.
So what's a supper club? Right.
It's like a pop-up restaurant.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
For a couple hours, you rent a place, you go in there, you put on your own menu. You sell your own tickets.
Yeah.
People come, they try the food,
Amazing.
They eat, and then they go. And then people saw me at that event, and just assumed I was a chef and I had my own chef business.
Yeah.
And then people just started to ring me. Then I was like, can I book you for this? Or I was at this event. I really enjoyed it. And after a couple months of doing that, I just eventually realized I'm gonna hand my notice in. And then I handed my notice in at my day job and decided to do this full time.
Nice. And here we are. So at the minute, Akudo restaurant in Warsaw. Obviously took a bit of a hit down to the current situation, which we don't need to discuss, but obviously we are where we are. And so the plan moving forward, we're going to find you a lot more online now, aren't you? You're going to step out of the shadows a bit more and sort of...
Yeah, so the plan is to take the business online. And that's simply because I was saying to you earlier, before we established a restaurant and a kitchen and an actual location, before we established the Akudo business, we were online and we were killing it online. We were posting stuff, we were very interactive, we're doing classes online, recipes, and just sharing a bunch of experimental items that we're doing, which is actually what even started to get us get me consulting gigs as well. Yeah. Because people would see me create something and they had that similar idea for a project or a restaurant or something they wanted to do, and they would ask if I could come on board and work with a project. So we were very much online before, and then having an actual location just sort of slowed down the online presence, simply because we then had to focus on the people who were in and here and now. But now that that's taken a big hit from the whole pandemic situation, we're going back.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that a lot of people have had a chance to refocus actually where their efforts are best served, rather than sort of just burning things into places that aren't actually bringing value to the company. So I'm quite excited to see this sort of new side of Akudo take off and start getting the recognition that ultimately it deserves, because some of the best food I've ever tried.
Yeah, thank you. I think it's good as well that we're going online, just simply because a lot of people that have been following us and know us from years back met us online. Yeah. And so it's the case where they're looking forward to...
And they're going to get to reach out with you again and stuff like that.
Because it was restricted. Once we had the location, it was restricted to Warsaw for a bit, and then the West Midlands. And then when we opened back up to London, we started taking events and doing consulting in London as well. But what then happened is everyone else around the world that were following us and very much interacting with us on a serious level online, they were just cut off, simply because we had to focus on the people coming in. Yeah. But now that we're going back, like, we've had a couple of people actually stress that, you know, I can't wait for you to come back online. Yeah. Let me know when the classes are back online. Let me know when you're doing recipes again.
You got so much to give. You got so much people can learn from. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, the food's a scandal.
It's going to suck for the Londoners though. If they're listening, because they don't like when I cut off London. Because once the online bit goes, clearly we're going to have to cut back a bit from London. Yeah, maybe. Londoners don't like it.
Or maybe just better use of the time, you work your time out. But yeah, I'm really excited to get that back on board. And biggest inspiration, biggest critic.
Biggest critic is Lavinia.
Yeah, the missus.
My partner. Like, she just doesn't mince words. If she thinks it's trash, she's gonna call it trash. And if she thinks it's good, she would say, you know,
6 out of 10.
It's good, but you know, it's like 6. Like, it could be better. It's nice. It's crazy, but it's missing this. And for someone who doesn't like travel and eat.
Yeah, she's got really refined.
She's got a very refined palate, and she's able to, and even with her nose as well, like, she can instantly tell sometimes certain ingredients that are in there, and she can say it's too strong, or she can say, I'm not getting this. You said this is in there, but I'm not really getting it.
Yeah, it's sort of like you bounce well from when I...
And because of that, I've been able to develop myself as a chef simply because of her. Yeah. Because most people would just, you know, when I'm trying to do an experiment, most people would just come in, try something and say, I love it, it's good, it's great, it's that. But she was able to actually give me the feedback that I needed to help me make changes and grow.
Buzzing. And so moving forward, we're obviously going to see you a lot online. Where are we going to find you online? How are we going to find you? What are we, YouTube, Instagram?
So we're looking at utilising as many social media platforms as we can.
Good.
So we're talking about YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, if we can figure out, and I'm pretty sure we can.
Yeah, of course. There's always ways to figure it out. TikTok.
TikTok, literally everything.
Yeah, of course. And so we'll put the handles on the link of this video, and then you guys can definitely find you that way. Yeah. Perfect, mate. Well, thank you very much. It's been a good insight to see where you're at again, and I keep him close. Always, he's never far away, and he's a big inspiration for me in respect of how a man of quality can operate. And it just drives me to keep bringing more value and just keep trying things out and know that one thing isn't good enough and we can go again with something else. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
My brother.